Boys, we're going back to $50 games.
Expedition 33, Oblivion Remake, Tainted Grail, which is awesome, by the way, all $50. Schedule 1 was another massive hit. That wasn't 50, that was even cheaper. So now you have a market now full of games that are not $70, $80, that are amazing game of the year quality. And the market's clearly reacting to it. Consumers are now finding these other options that they have. Look at Doom. Doom totally bombed at $70. That was unheard of 10 years ago. I think if Doom Dark Ages came out like 10 years ago, I think it would have done pretty well. I think people were just in this rhythm 10 years ago. You paid top dollar, $60, $70 back then, for games that were incrementally better. Like, okay, you got more of the same of a sequel, but you still paid like $60, $70, and people were okay with that. And to be fair, the indie market was just kind of gaining traction. It was a little bit in its earlier stages still. But now we're just seeing these blockbuster hits month after month. The data clearly shows that people are now holding back on the $70 games. And I think AAA studios are going to have a lot of trouble convincing people to buy their games at $80. I mean, look at what just happened with Randy Pitchford at Gearbox. He admitted that the amount of money these AAA studios are investing in these titles has grown exponentially, hundreds of millions of dollars. And Randy pretty much flat out said, these are really expensive to make. And, help us, essentially. That's what he was saying in his own smug way. Help us, because we're spending so much money and time on these games, and they're almost being forced to increase the prices to $80. But I think Doom the Dark Ages is going to be one of many games where the market just says, no, we're going to not spend top dollar on a game that's incrementally better. And I think the new Borderlands, I think that's going to bomb as well. People are not buying that game at $80. They just aren't. And I even think Nintendo is going to have trouble convincing people that the new Mario Kart game is worth $80, because frankly, I'm sorry, it's not. I've purchased every Nintendo system since the NES, and I'm holding off on the Switch 2 as long as possible. Maybe the only thing that can get me to actually buy it is another legendary Legend of Zelda game. By legendary, I mean just like industry-defining game. But if Tears of the Kingdom is anything to go by, I don't know if we're going to get that. So I think AAA studios are going to be forced to downsize. Because, look at what we got with Concord. Look what we have with Marathon. $200, $200, $300 million bombs. And GTA might bomb. I don't think that's a guaranteed hit either. It looks great. Are people going to buy it at 80? Are people going to buy it at 100? Definitely not. Rockstar has to make up a $2 billion deficit. They didn't have to do that with GTA 5. We're at a breaking point. I feel like we always get some sort of bubble in any industry, right? Whether it be crypto, whether it be gaming, tech bubble has burst twice already. I think we're going to see AAA studios. They're going to heavily downsize, but I can almost see, so a lot of these AAA studios are sitting on a lot of cash. So I think what we're going to see are these AAA studios either downsize to make multiple indie type dev studios, or what they'll do is they'll become almost like a quasi-publisher, and they'll become like an incubator for indie developers. and they'll reach out to indie developers and say, hey, if you have this awesome game idea, or maybe you're currently in between jobs, we'll pay for your seat in our studio and come work on your awesome game. And maybe they do 10 of those. Maybe these AAA studios like Gearbox or something, maybe they create like 10 mini indie developer studios, and we kind of see the industry evolve. And then these new indie games that are under like the AAA umbrella, maybe they're all priced at $50 to compete. Because I think another thing that's happening, and we are on the cusp of some crazy tech advancement with AI. As a software developer, the advancements that we're seeing now with AI, it's insane. So when I dabbled with AI for coding just last year, AI made a ton of mistakes in the code, and you kind of just chalked it up, oh, well, it's AI. And then you started to see every couple of months these big improvements in the AI models that were not making those mistakes anymore. We're seeing insane developments in AI models almost monthly now. Gemini 2.5 from Google was the industry standard just like a few weeks ago. And then Anthropic's new model, Claude 4, just blows it away already. It's insane what we're seeing almost at a monthly cadence, and that's going to turn into a weekly cadence. And there's already a few AI tools for game developers. One is Ludus AI that I played around with. I didn't have great success with, but now there's another called Druids.ai. That's another one I haven't had a chance to play around with yet. We're going to see a similar release schedule with these models with developer tools. These developer tools work with Unreal Engine, and I'm sure there's some with Unity. I think actually the Unity developers are working on their own AI tools. Unreal isn't, but there's third-party tools like I mentioned. So now, Claire Obscure Expedition 33 is made with like 30 people. That game could be probably made with a third of that team in 5 or 10 years, which is scary to think about. So now these AAA studios, they don't have to invest hundreds of millions of dollars anymore. They're going to look for the people with the cool idea that have a proven track record, and they're just going to give them money and say, hey, work on your cool idea, and we'll give you some money, and we'll bring it to market. We'll help you bring it to market. So we're going to see the games industry change drastically, and I feel like this is the year. This is like a pivotal moment in the games industry. Everyone else is starting to figure out, wow, these indie games are awesome. It's not just... It was like cool to be into indie games like 15 years ago, but now the broad market has caught on. Wow, these are awesome games. These are game of the year quality games. And we're done buying the slop from AAA studios. So in the future, if AAA studios want $70, $80 for their games, they better be of the quality of a Claire Obscure or a Legend of Zelda that comes around like every 10 years that just blows people away. That's what people are going to be looking for. If Half-Life 3 ever gets announced, like I know the rumors are coming out that this year might get announced, please come out. That could fetch a $70 price tag. And actually, what would be so funny, Gabe, if you're watching this, you can just solidify the precedent right now. Release Half-Life 3 for $50, and you will just push this so far in the right direction for the games industry. And dude, if an indie developer, so this is my prediction, right? I think there's someone out there making a GTA-like game right now that's an indie developer. It's going to be made with less than 50 people, like Expedition 33. And it's going to come out for $50. And it's going to be as good as GTA 5, and maybe even as good as GTA 6. And that is going to really set things in motion, folks. It really is. And AAA studios will be forced to downsize heavily. And yeah, I think the wheels have been set in motion, and I think $50 games we're going backward. We're going to start going backwards. I know for a while it seemed like it was just going to become 70, then 80, then 90. Oh my God, when's it going to end? We're going back to 50 because the technology is allowing us to. So yeah, that's all I've got. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.